today I want to share with you something that my husband learned when he was a teenager. An older gentleman taught him how to do it whenever they were coon hunting buddies anyway, or something like that. But anyway, what it is making a walking stick or cane out of some kind of bush that they got out of the woods. I don't know what kind of bush it is. He doesn't remember the name of it, and we don't have an example of what it looks like right now, but maybe one day I'll do another video showing it if we go out to the place where we get them from. But these right here are some that we've had. We went and gathered up, and we've let them dry, because you have to let them dry out before you can actually make them into the walking stick. So this part right here is actually the root. It's the part that's in the ground. It's not the part that's above ground. It actually sits like this in the ground. Like this is the ground, and this goes down under the ground, and this is sticking up out of the ground. Whenever we went and got these, we were looking around, and different ones I looked at were not the right size and stuff like that, but he knows what size to get. So what size is the best size to get? It's about 1 inch, and you have to make sure that they're sturdy, because if you're going to use it for a walking stick, you don't want to have something that's not sturdy. So the first step is going. You drew a bird? Okay, that's a pretty bird. It's my niece. The first step is going and gathering them and bringing them back and washing them off and trimming them up. And then you just let them sit somewhere where they can dry for however long it takes. These have been sitting around for about, what, 3 months? 4 months? How long have they been sitting around? About 4 months, probably. They've been sitting around drying for about that long. And so now, what we're going to have to do, and like this is what it looks like. Let me get it around. That's what the end of this one looks like. It's all gnarly and roots, because it is roots. And this is another one, and it looks all funky. But if you look at it, you can tell that like there's going to be a handle there. So what he's going to do now, I'm going to knock some down. He's going to go and take off some of the parts that we don't need. The parts that just are not real good for anything like that. So he's going to take those off, and I'm going to take you back and show you how he cuts it off. And then I'll show you, or I'll talk to you about what we do next. The next part, after he rough cuts it, is to get all the bark off of it and to smooth it down and all the rough spots and all that stuff. And there's different ways you can do it. You can use something, it's gonna fall, like a Dremel, which this is not a Dremel, it's a Drill Master from Harbor Freights. It has a lot of different things. You can use that, which is time consuming, but you can get into all the little spots like up in here and in the little spots where that you need to get all the extra stuff out. Another thing you can use is a block of wood with sandpaper stapled to it, or if you have a sanding block, use a sanding block to get off this stuff. See, this is gonna peel off like that, and get that kind of stuff off of it to make it smooth, get all that bark off. And after you get all of that off and you have it smooth and you have this to the way that you would like for it to be, like this right here, if you grab it right now, this right here part will hurt your hand because it's so rough, so you just smooth it out. After you get all that done, you can do other little things like right here. I'll show you an example of it in a moment. You can take a wood burning tool and you can put a letter or something like that in it. That bug just almost got in my eyebrow. A wasp? Anyway, I have letters with my wood burning tool, and you just put that on. And you do all of this before you ever do the next step, which I'll tell you what that is in a moment. But anyway, smooth it all down, get it to where that it's not going to have rough edges, and it's not going to have things that come off on you and to hurt you, or that whenever you grab it, it's not going to hurt. Another thing, I don't know if I said it or not, but whenever you do get these, kind of before you actually get it out of the ground, you need to kind of make sure they grow naturally with a handle. You need to kind of make sure that it's got that handle that way. That's more like, I'm right-handed, that's more comfortable for me. But some of them you can find that it really, that fits. And anyway, you just get all that sanded off. And I'll show you an example of what it looks like after it's wood burned. Like this one has a K in it for Kathy. And this one, hold that, has a D for my daughter's middle name, Danielle. Now this one, she has it to where it's like this. This is not a walking stick like a cane you would use because you have a messed up knee or whatever. This is more like one that a staff or something like that you would walk through the woods, and you would use it for, what is the word? Stability, to help you walk in the woods or somewhere. She has hers. She left it naturally. It was like this, and she liked it, so she left it that way. And mine is the same thing, but mine didn't have that awesome little, let me see if I can get it down where you can see it. Mine didn't have that other part, so it didn't work out the same way. But that's okay, because I liked it because it was big and it was more sturdy. So I like that. Plus, the bottom of mine, if I can do it without hitting wires, looks like this. Has the crazy bottom to where it's got like legs there. Now hers is just straight down. Now the next thing I was going to show you is what we did. We put a screw in here, and this is to for whenever we do the next step, we put a screw in it, and we have a piece of wire that we hook that to so we can just hang it up. And the next step would be to polyurethane it, because as you can tell, these two don't look anything alike. These sticks, I mean, they do, but they don't. This one's not finished anywhere. It's not even sanded or anything. But to make it last and to make it pretty, you polyurethane it. Before you're done with it, well, with mine, because I left the feet like that and I wanted this length, or the bottom of it, I guess you call it feet. We're not doing anything else to it. We're just going to take that screw out and it's done, unless I decide to put another coat of polyurethane on it. You put the polyurethane on it until you are comfortable with it, with the way it looks. Let me see that one. This is my son's, and he is 6'4", so it's pretty long, which it does have to be cut off just a tiny bit. But anyway, this is his, and this is his handle. This is the way he would hold it, is like this. And he left it like that or like this. He likes this because it's different, it's unique, and the way that it grew it's just neat looking. So he liked that. So I think he's gonna hold it like this. So anyway, and he didn't have his initial or anything on it. He could have had on either one of these. He could have had something, but he didn't want it. Didn't we make that one and put the initial on the front where we had cut it off? Well, anyway, you can do that. Now, the next step would be, after you polyurethane it, you let it dry, you make sure that it's polyurethaned as much as you would like. The next thing you would do, if it is a walking cane that you're going to be using in buildings, somewhere where there's not ground, where it's, you know, a floor that's tile or linoleum or whatever kind of floor, cement, concrete, whatever you want to call it, any of that, excuse me, we have decided to put feet on them. And this does not make it look wonderful, because we have not found any kind of feet that will work that looks kind of like rustic like this. But this is safety. So you go and you got to figure out what size this is. And I had to special buy one for someone, but I found where I can get them at now. But this is one that I got from Walgreens. There's 2 in the box. It's 7/8 cane tips, and it's 2 in the box. And you just get that and you put it on. And now, whenever you're walking, it doesn't look like the rest of it, but it won't slip, and you won't have it. I mean, canes are meant to help you walk steadier. You don't want something that's going to slip around. Now, no, my 18-year-old son does not need a cane. I don't need a cane. My husband doesn't need a cane. But one day we may, and this is just a neat thing to do, and we just wanted it, so we have it. I don't know if I said I didn't say anything about this, but this is the sandpaper we use. It's drywall sandpaper, and it's just a fine grit. It's just dust, pollen. But it's a fine grit sandpaper, and you can get it from Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever like that. Is there anything I left out? You can paint them. You could stain them, but this is just polyurethane. Nothing more than polyurethane. It's the actual wood, and it brought out the other colors of it. And that's how we made a walking cane and walking sticks. You can do lots of things with them. You could probably even wood burn down this part, or you could put designs in it with the wood burning tool. You can get creative and do all sorts of stuff. But all it is a bush that most people would say is just an annoyance. But my husband learned how to make something awesome out of it, and we thought we would share that with you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. If you like this, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends if they would like to know anything more about this. I said before that if I can remember to take my camera, I always have my phone, so I'll have it. But if I can remember sometime, I will take a little short video and show you what it is, the kind of tree it is. We don't know the name of it. I've asked him a lot of different times. We don't know the name. And maybe if we do find out, maybe somebody else can tell us what the name is if I remember to take it out one day whenever we're at the property where we gather these up. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.